Well, how y'all doing this morning? It is about 8:30 a.m. here in Little Rock, Arkansas, and I'm loving on my chairs this morning. They kind of materialized by the dumpster yesterday. I'm not sure where they came from. I'm pretty sure they have an empty apartment that they store some things in for some reason or other. Like they wait for people to come back and get it or something. But they just materialized out there by the dumpster. And a woman, a new tenant, she pulled up in her truck. And I seen her look over at him, and I was, and I hollered at her real quick. And I said, "Excuse me, could you bring them up to me, please? I walk with a cane, and I can't bring them up, and I really could use them. I could, because I really don't have a lot of furniture. Just as well, as far as I'm concerned." And when she went and got a boyfriend, and they carried him up and set him in here for me, and I went to move one of them, and these things, I went to move one, I couldn't believe it. These things weigh a ton. That's got to be cast iron. You'd be surprised how much chairs can be worth, really. Y'all remember Antiques Roadshow? I loved that show. I really loved Antique Roadshow. I used to watch it all the time. And every once in a while, somebody would bring in a chair, and it would be worth like $500,000, you know. And if they had a whole set, it was worth a whole lot of money. You know, it was one of these, my grandmother owned it and left it to my mother, and my mother left it to me, so, you know. And because they had all 6 chairs, it was worth a fortune. So you never know. I suppose I'll find out sooner or later, and they're in excellent condition. They really are. So I thanked them for bringing them up to me, and I said, "I'm sorry they were so heavy. I had no idea." And she said that was all right. I had a good eye, though. She said, "You got a good eye." And these are in wonderful condition. I mentioned this in a video yesterday. I follow a channel, and he does some curb shopping sometimes. There are actually channels devoted to that. And he does some curb shopping sometimes, and he has found some things that were worth some serious money. Really worth some serious money. And him and his wife used to go do it together. I had a husband that sometimes we'd go. We had a saying up in Connecticut that nobody really throws things out. They just trade it with their neighbors. Anyway, going to take a ride here. I'm spinning around. I'm in my little spinning chair. I'm waiting on maintenance. They're supposed to be here at 9 o'clock. Head maintenance guy said he'd be here at 9 o'clock. Because of my screens and my windows now, they're all bent and everything, and the only thing holding them in there is a screw. Well, you know, each one's got a screw at the bottom of it. And I pulled them out. Didn't take much to clean my windows. And I couldn't get him back in, so I just hollered at him when he was going by, and I said, "Would you mind popping my screens back in, please?" I pulled him out to wash my windows, and he looked at me, and I said, "Yeah." I started laughing. I said, "Some people still wash windows." And he said the reason they wouldn't stay in there was because they were bent, and he's going to be bringing me some new screens. I really didn't want to make a big production of it. I just wanted them popped back in there, but yeah, I'll take new screens. But he mentioned that we might all be getting new windows sometime in November, and I said, "Yeah, right." And he looked at me. I kind of rubbed him the wrong way, but when I moved in here, you didn't get nothing done. But this is new management, so, you know, here's what it is. They're getting some things done, and I'm glad somebody come in here and got a hold of it, straightened it out, because last management here didn't do nothing. So he's going to be here at 9, he said, and I don't think he needs to come inside, so, but we'll see. I'm waiting on him. And I was checking out my plants. One of them's not putting out anything at all. 2 of them are. I got a patio garden, by the way, if you're wondering. You know, I'm mentioning like 2 plants, but now I got a friend that lives here in Arkansas, on the other side of Arkansas, got a huge garden. And he said a lot of his stuff didn't produce because of the heat. And I follow a channel up in Canada, and they said the same thing. A hot summer, extremely hot summer, will keep things from producing. I'm wondering about that because, I mean, Mexico is hot, you know, and they produce all kinds of stuff. So, I mean, how are they doing it? I'm originally from Connecticut, up north, and Connecticut was all farmland. And I've seen pictures of Connecticut in paintings in museums, like hundreds of years, or a couple hundred years ago at least. Well, I'd say about 150 years ago, where it was just all rolling hillsides, because Connecticut was nothing but farms. Pardon me. New York was known for its beef at that time. Uh, they employed hundreds of people, thousands of people to work in beef. And I read a documentary on that, and they used to take, believe it or not, they took the beef brain, all right, the cow's brain, and they cooked it and sliced it and sold it as sandwiches to the employees, and they loved it. They used to buy them. I read that. New York does not produce beef like it did. And Connecticut was, you know, it was all farmland and some dairy, but you got most of your dairy from Pennsylvania. So if y'all ever watched that show, Green Acres, when they left New York and went to the country, they actually went to Connecticut. Connecticut was Green Acres. And tobacco companies come in and bought a lot of the farms out and put up shade tobacco. And when you went out in the country, you could drive for miles and it was just shaded. When I say that, I mean there was like a netting over the top of poles, over the top of the tobacco. I actually worked tobacco. I worked shade tobacco when I was a teenager for a little bit. But you could make serious money doing it. Yeah. 14, 15 years old. And you could be bringing home about $400 a week. So I suggested to them that they shaded their garden because of the heat. But I'm still wondering how Mexico does it, because you know it gets hot there, and they produce all kinds of stuff. One person that's got a beautiful garden, and I follow her channel, shout out to My Daily Routine. She's out, I think she's in Pakistan, and she's got a beautiful garden. She's always cooking something out of that garden. It always looks so good, and it's so fresh. And really, pardon me, she's living in a way, her lifestyle is that of which everybody is trying to get back to in the States, pretty much. Back to living off the land and stuff like that. So she does that every day. That's her way of life. And here people are trying to get back to it. Well, there's maintenance over there. Pardon me. He comes in and cleans that pool. I'm still wondering what they're going to do when them leaves start falling off them trees over there. Yeah, going to end up in that pool. Well, he's going to be heading over here. I appreciate y'all stopping in and leaving your comments. I appreciate when you stop in and say howdy. All right. Y'all have a blessed day. Bye-bye.